In today's modern parenting, they say it takes a village to raise a child. But what if you don't live close to family or friends? According to the Pew Research Center, 1 in 5 Americans say they do not live near any extended family members.
Our next guest says it's time that we redefine what that village looks like, because it's not necessarily something we find, but maybe something we create. Joining us now is clinical psychologist and author Rachel Goldman. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Let's just start with what that supportive village looks like. How do you define it?
Yeah, so a supportive village can really be anybody that you feel like you can turn to when you really need it, to feel supported, maybe to ask for help, and to feel less alone.
Can you remind us of the why? Why does that matter? It really resonates for me because I grew up in an immigrant family. Our relatives literally thousands of miles away. Why is it important to have a community around you?
Yeah, and a lot of us don't have that anymore, right? So it's so important that we create it because we need to feel like we belong. We belong. We need to feel like we're not alone. And we also need help. We are not built to be able to do it all on our own. We need help and we need support in our lives.
When we lived in Washington, D.C., and we had a newborn baby, Zach, and no family around, we joined this group of parents in our neighborhood where we would trade babysitting, right?
amazing.
So like we'd babysit for each other and use poker chips to keep track. How does a person, I mean, and I found it because of word of mouth, but how do you find that where you are?
Yeah, so I think we need to start by looking at the connections that we already have, right? Those are probably the people that we're already closest to, that we're already trusting and that we're more comfortable with. And we can start by practicing with them, by asking for help, kind of letting those individuals into our lives a little bit more. So it's a really good place to start. And then we can look in other places as well, like where maybe like-minded people are. Like if you have young children, maybe at the local play space, the playground, the open play spaces. Maybe for me, I have an older child, slightly older child, and slightly younger child, but like school drop-off and pickup. But you have to be open to have those conversations.
And on the flip side, right? There's a quote circulating online: "Everyone wants a village. No one wants to be a villager." How do you support someone who might need it?
So we need to be both, right? We need to be able to be open and to be able to be available for others. We have to reciprocate that. But we can start by asking others, what do you need? What can I help you with? I think there's a difference between, hey, give me a call if you need something, versus, hey, what can I actually do for you?
Right. I've seen you seem stressed. Maybe I can help with X.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, or just showing up with the meal that they really need in that moment.
Absolutely.
You say that we should ask how to help. What should we avoid doing?
Yeah, so we should avoid just giving unsolicited advice or comparing, right? Everybody has their own way of doing things, and that's okay. But nobody's a mind reader, so we need to be able to ask for what we need. And similarly, we have to actually listen and hear each other, right? So often, people just give advice and they're not really listening and hearing what others need. So just giving that lending ear or even that shoulder to cry on is often what people need.
I love that. Great tips to make sure people don't feel isolated in what is the really tough thing of doing life, raising kids, just trying to hold the family together.
Exactly, and we can do it together.
Yes, let's end on that note. That's perfect. Rachel Goldman, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, stick with us. We got a lot more news ahead.
You're watching NBC News Daily.